So what happened at the start of the game, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're they're a big team, physicality. I think they pushed our offense out. We rushed some shots, didn't have the offensive poise that we would have loved to have. Then defensively, can't let Shannon get going. He got some clean looks early, and that, it just put us in a tough spot. When you're trying to battle back, there's a mental effect that wears on you through that. So just felt like we came out tight, not as aggressive, and their size and length bothered us.
Conversely, the second half, Keyshawn comes out downhill, hits a three, Keenan goes downhill. It seemed like a concerted effort to really drive it on them, and you guys got right back in the game that way.
Yeah, as we talked about at halftime, is continuing to be aggressive and impose our will. We're at our best, when we're attacking the rim downhill with our guards. And we did a great job starting the half. I thought sometimes we could have even been more intentional throughout the second half, but I felt like our guys had a lot of fight and just couldn't get over the hump. We cut it to 2 a few times, and I think it's an entirely different mental challenge when you're playing from behind, as if you even it up, and how it affects them and how it affects us.
You mentioned the mental wear of having to play from behind, but when you get it to 2 and you have a couple of good looks that could have tied it, does that even exacerbate that issue of the mental cost of that?
I think our guys know that, we had our opportunities. We had our opportunities. We had it in a good spot where we could have certainly evened it up, and then, you kind of push back on them and see how they respond. And so I do think that has an added mental effect when you're not able to capitalize when you had some opportunities.
Were you guys maybe a little bit surprised by their ball pressure early in the game?
I don't know as much their ball pressure, but I feel like we didn't do a great job getting from what we were trying to run and then to like the second part of our offense. I felt like we shot quick. I think if we'd have done a better job being more intentional with longer possessions, we'd have kind of loosened that up and had more space. And I think certainly when Kurt Jones came in, he was able to give us that dynamic. But we know they're a big physical team, and we knew they were going to put bodies on bodies, and we just didn't handle it as well as we could have.
When you get into a reflection space, what do you think will stand out about what you've accomplished this year?
Yeah, I mean, this group was the most fun I've ever had being around a team every single day. They're great guys. They work extremely hard. They don't have any excuses. They elevate one another. We have tremendous leadership. What Rob Jones has done for this program over 3 years and how he set the tone not only benefited us in his time here, but will for years after. A group that found ways to win games and in the best league in the country. You finish second outright. You go win 3 games at Hilton South. You get to the Sweet 16. You're undefeated at home. I mean, this group should feel really, really good about all they accomplished, which is a lot that they did this season.
Wins and losses, I guess, aside, but did you feel like this group maxed out or got as close to their ceiling as you could ask?
Yeah, I do. I mean, outside of, like I said, a few plays tonight and securing some rebounds and things, feeling like we could have given ourselves an opportunity, absolutely. This group, they elevate one another. Their strengths complement each other well. They fit together as a group, and then their connection as people is so good. So I do feel really good about what they accomplished and how they, if there's such a thing as pushing to your ceiling, that we were pushing right there.
How good do you feel about Curtis Jones, where he was at the start of the year compared to where he is now for next year?
Well, we had tremendous confidence in Kurt when he came in, and certainly at the start it took him a little bit to really feel comfortable and get his rhythm. And it's challenging when he started. You start off coming off the bench, or and trying to get your mind around that. He did such a great job. I mean, when you look at, from the time that he got that start at TCU and what he did from that point forward, he was impactful as any player offensively in our team. And you see even at the end how well he's playing, and tonight how he kept us in the game, certainly in that first half when we were struggling to get going. So really excited about Kurt and his future, because I do think there's still a lot of room for growth and improvement for him to take another step.
What were they able to neutralize?
Well, I think, again, the physicality, they've got bigger wings. Guys are 6'8", that are, older bodies, putting them on them, disrupting them. making every catch tough, making him have to put it on the floor, not allowing him to have any space. And again, he's been good and had his moments. You know, obviously, love to have. You know, I'm sure he'd love to be at his best here tonight. But Milan's a competitor. He's a winner. He's going to continue to improve and be better from this opportunity.
You talk so much about day-to-day habits, right? How do those shift in the off-season for you in the program?
Well, I think now, you know, as you get the season completed and you figure out, you know, what your roster looks like coming back, it's a commitment to getting in shots. It's a commitment to getting in the weight room. It's a commitment to your nutrition and starting to build that foundation of those habits, because once we get our group here in the summer, I mean, we're going. I mean, we're going in June, and we're building those habits right away. So now it's make sure you get guys healthy, make sure they're eating right and they're doing the things for their body, getting in the weight room, and then continue to work on the shooting.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you.
Thanks.